Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna look at the DJI leak. Some new products have been leaked. It's very exciting. I already did a small video on this, but let's take a deep dive on this one and let's see what this new product has to offer. I have to mention Jasper Allen on Twitter have leaked this. So it's not me. So all credit goes to him. These new goggles, they're called N3. It's aimed to be priced at $200, about $200. So that's a huge difference, and they're actually entering the budget market. So recently, Volksnail have put out their own budget goggles, and I think this is a response from them. It's kind of like a mash between those old V1, V2 goggles and the new Integra goggles. So it's a little bigger than you'd you'd think. It has a 3.5-inch display and it's a 1080p display with 60 fps. So you will not be getting the low latency stuff with this one. So that's a trade-off. I personally think they could have gone with a 120 fps screen, but I think they're just binning the market. So this is the type of stuff I don't like from DJI. I can't confirm it, of course, but I think that's what they're doing here. So this is the front view, and it has the same type of battery as the Google's Integra. Also seems like you could directly use your glasses inside these goggles without any diopters. So that's pretty exciting. So that's the goggles. So there's also the O4 leak. So O4 FPV system. This is very exciting because as you can see, there's some information directly on the product itself. The new camera uses a 1.3-inch sensor that's going to give much better low light capabilities because it's a much bigger sensor. It's purported to be the same sensor as the DJI Action 5, but this has a f2.0 aperture, so that's going to have a better image quality in terms of low light performance because it's gonna let in more light into the camera. Let's talk about the air unit itself. Now it's much smaller. I mean, if you remember the O3 system, it's a bit chunkier, but this looks like a Volkswagen VDX. That's very exciting, and it has some integrated heat sinks. It also have a 25 by 25 millimeter mounting holes and 20 by 20 millimeter mounting holes. So that's going to be exciting for Whoop people, and you could mount it directly on a 5-inch quad. So that's very exciting. What's very apparent here is the two different antennas. So this apparently has two different antennas. Now I suspect it has two different dual band antennas with dual polarization. Now if you know the original O3 system, it has this very clever dual antenna system. Even though it has a single antenna, it's actually two antennas in one. One of them had left hand polarization and other one had a right hand polarization. So those two antennas work in tandem. It's a very clever system. Listen, you could really criticize about the DJI business practices, but like the engineering is like truly top tier. Like that's actually pretty genius. Now what they did here is the same exact technology, but they double up with two different bands. So it has 2.4 gigahertz and 5.8 gigahertz. So they're like sending four different spatial streams essentially. Maybe that, or maybe they decided it's better to have two different antennas comparing performance. Already O3 had a very good decent penetration, so I'm sure Mad's Tech gonna tear this down as soon as he get it. I'm very excited to see what's inside this antenna. It looks like a single wire going into this antenna, but it could be two wires. I'm not exactly sure, but if they has two antennas, it's going to essentially have four different spatial streams. That's going to massively increase the bandwidth and the penetration, so it's going to be much more redundant. Overall it's going to be compact, and I'm actually kind of excited for this. Perhaps I might even build a O4 system, maybe like a small quad, like for, I don't know, maybe some small Whoop that can like live stream and stuff like that. That's going to be pretty exciting. I already had plans to build a small micro quad, but look like this system is better than that. So even though I might not get the budget goggles, I think this O4 system is going to be a game changer. I hope it's not like too bulky. It looks pretty compact, but you'll never know until you get it. This is basically what we know right now. This is going to be released pretty soon because there's more and more leaks here. Usually DJI drops their product around November, so this is going to be pretty great. I'm excited for this, even though I'm not the biggest DJI fan. If this is an option, I think it's going to be great. I just hope that they wish. I just wish they had just had like a 120 FPS screen, because that would essentially eliminate like. I mean, that's the probably the point. So if this thing had 120 FPS screen, nobody would buy the goggles. So they're binning that. But anyway, you still have a Google option now. It's very interesting that FPV space is going into the budget options now. That's a very interesting shift that I've been noticing so far. If you enjoy deep dives like this, be sure to subscribe and like this video. There's few more other exciting stuff coming out. I'm gonna talk about the FLA a little bit more. I feel like I didn't explain the flight log analyzer. That video is coming up very soon. I'm gonna be making a lot more FPV related contents and electronic related contents in general. So if you're interested in robotics, flying stuff, FPV and electronics, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Thanks.